welcome everybody. It's the Vision F1 series. It's the penultimate round of this season 4. We're here at Interlagos Brazil. We're just about to go. It's Vanotti and Franklin leading us off, and it's lights out and away we go. Vanotti on the outside, Malone, bit of wheel spin we see in the back, trying to thread the needle, but he backs off. It's a smart move from Malone. Vanotti and Franklin, this contact, Franklin's in the wall, and we have a new leader it seems. Ian going P1 here, Vanotti on the outside of Malone. Can Malone respond to Vanotti? We're going to have to take a look at that incident later on in the race, but Malone looking to make a move on Vanotti as soon as possible. Vanotti lets him go, I think, around the outside. Both of them on C1 tyres. Now it's going to be tricky to overtake on this inner part of the circuit. It's really hard to follow with these high downforce cars. We have Vanotti maybe looking to move on the inside, but no, there's a lot of cars there. We have Horacek going for a move on, I think that's Morelli. Yeah, going around the outside of Morelli. Oh, Morelli squeezing Horacek a bit there. Heading into this very slow speed corner here. Heading downhill now, you see Horacek on the curb almost. Oh, and this is a spin for Albert. Albert spins. He has not left the track though, so we'll see where he ends up. And oh, there's contact with Jit after that spin from Horacek. Both of these drivers now in last place it seems. Moving on then to Malone, going on to the second lap. He is really looking to make a move on Ian now.
Eats.
Yeah, and we see then going through this on SS onto the second DRS zone of this lap, or first depending on how you want to see it. Malone on the outside, and he is through already in the braking zone. Vanotti in the back there, almost a second gap now to the leaders. Yeah, it's a very hectic start.
All right, then we're gonna look at the start again, I guess. All right, back at the start, going for onboard with Eats, and he has the best view to see the incident between Vanotti and Franklin, and there they make contact. Vanotti actually squeezes Franklin there, and the door is very wide open for Eats to take the lead from 4th place already.
Right then, taking a second look at the start, or a third look I should say, we're looking at Gisbert here in the back of the field. We have Jit on the inside and his teammate in front. Gisbert actually goes in very deep on the corner and hits Jit on the inside there. We're going to have to see if there's a penalty for that. Most likely there will. Those sort of contacts do seem to have penalties. And we actually see Jorge Gades go through here. Another position gained after that really slow start in the beginning, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can make up any more moves this race.
All right, we stick with this round here, this lap, because we're gonna witness the incident between Jit and Horacek. And of course Horacek made a individual mistake first, but after that, yeah, there was contact, so we're gonna take a look at it.
Yeah, we're approaching the contact zone right here. We're going to see, I think, Albert spinning down here, or we're going to see him rejoining. Yeah, the puff of smoke there, and it's Albert on the inside. Jit, he just closes space really. It's a bit of a clumsy move, if I'm being honest, from Jit. I suspect there would be some sort of penalty for that, because Albert was still there and he should have taken caution to that. Heading then onto the third lap, we see, looking at Franklin here, it's made up a few positions. He's currently 10th, hunting down Jorge Gades here, who also had a great start, to be honest, after those first lap incidents with other people. Franklin then into the DRS zone. It's not much of a battle here. Jorge Gades seems letting go, Franklin on the inside.
Yeah, closing in real fast, and DRS is already open then. I think this is lap 3. Yeah, of course.
No, it's 4, it's 4.
It's 4, yeah, alright. But the DRS is open.
Yep,
oh,
the DRS is open. And there's a move for Ian on, who is that? That is Gisbert in front, I think. No, it's not Gisbert. It's
Godfrey, it is Godfrey.
It's Godfrey, yeah.
And we're gonna take...
almost contact between the two.
Alright, sorry mate, we're gonna take another look at this one. Alright, on board with Aint here, and you can see he's making a blocking move to Franklin and at the same time making a half move on Godfrey. And yeah, this is of course racing and it happens sometimes, but at the same time he's overtaking Godfrey, and that is not legal, to be honest. So I think Godfrey is the victim at this moment in time. Yeah, Well, Godfrey immediately under pressure from Franklin, of course, because he has a great pace on this track. Going for the outside, making a clean, beautiful move on Godfrey there.
Yeah, we see Franklin really making use of those sort of moves from Ian and Godfrey there. He's closing in on Ian, but I don't think that's going to be enough on this straight. It depends on how these drivers have set up their cars. Obviously, if Franklin has a lot of top speed, which he seems to have already with the DRS, oh, he's alongside even before the corner. That is, wow, that's the difference of top speed right there. But Ian, a bit of lockup from them both, but I don't think Ian is going to be able to respond on this DRS section that comes here. Ian actually on the C3 tires compared to Franklin on the C1. That is interesting. I don't think his tires should have given up quite yet, only the 5th lap or so. But he is sliding a bit everywhere it seems now. Godfrey, oh, he's going off actually. Can Godfrey capitalize off this mistake here? He hangs back, he's smart here. Playing it safe, knows that it is a bit risky to go around the outside. I think he's going to wait for the DRS zone. Ian then going to this really slow and long corner here. It's a tricky one because you really have to balance the throttle. Okay, we're watching Franklin now getting into the last corner. It's still a lot of cars in front and he has made quite a few moves. This is looking to be a really promising race for Franklin. Hopefully he can catch up to the podium, guys.
Yeah, we cannot ignore Franklin. He's gonna make a lot of overtakes as we already saw, and coming really close to Winter there is. And yeah, it's maybe a little bit of a DRS train, so it's looking maybe difficult to make an overtake, but he has the overspeed. The DRS, I don't think Winter had the DRS on Diaz then maybe, but another overtake done. I want to know what position Franklin is on already now. Do you know? The leaderboard is not showing.
He should be
right.
Around P7 right now.
P7 already,
so
wow.
A lot of places made up. It's a really good race for Franklin, despite that incident. Now it's going to be tricky though, because everyone's just batting here, so he doesn't want to let Winter by, but at the same time he can't risk staying behind. Who is that in front of the yellow car? Help me out here. It's Diaz. You see it on the end.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then, Winter actually passes Diaz almost, and he's a bit off. Can he respond though? Oh, going side by side in the last corner. This is some good racing here, despite him going off. I don't know who's going to have DRS here. It seems that it's Diaz who's going to have DRS, if I'm not being mistaken there. No, it's Winter it seems. Okay, Winter going around the outside, or at least thinks about it. He's not quite there yet. Maybe he's going for a switch back. Oof, almost touches there. Winter on the medium tires compared to Diaz. He should have an advantage, but it depends on how long these tires can last.
Yeah, and Winter finally finishes the move here. Nicely done, I would say. And at the same time, Franklin took another position. I think that was Murali there.
Yeah, it could be.
He must be on 5th position now already. It's amazing from last place. Alright, we're gonna take a look at Vanotti. He stuck with behind Eads for a couple of laps now, but it looks that he now is in the position to make a move. Go for the inside, but Eads don't want to give it to him and sticks to the outside. That is great racing, but of course the DRS now is for Vanotti, and he's really close, so he's definitely gonna make the move stick at the second DRS straight. And there he goes. He's not inside the DRS. Oh, Eads goes wide, and that is costing him some time there. Yeah, of course, the mission for Vanotti is to get out of the DRS from Eads and get into the DRS zone of Malone. But Malone is actually covering that gap pretty well. Oh yeah.
There's a lot of mistakes there from Eads actually going on to the straight there with the DRS where Vanotti made a move. He seemed to have a bit of traction trouble, I would say, because Vanotti was really putting his power down, and then obviously in turn 4 he also went off a bit. So could there be damage to Eads' car from the first lap? I don't think so, but it's strange few mistakes, but hopefully he can recover this race. Yeah, we see then in the background they're going to turn 5, we see Malone, Vanotti and Eads leading 3, and just to give a perspective on how big the gap is now, there's a about a 1 second gap, 2 second gap to Fenotti from Malone. But then we see in the corner right on the straight there, we see Franklin actually going into the corners. So there's a big gap for him to fill now. Hopefully he's going to do it. He has a lot of clean air now. That is positive for him. But there's still, like I said, a lot of time to make up here.
All right, we go for the wing cam of Eats then. Coming just before... Oh, having a big moment here. And yeah, he's losing his car, but keeps it out of the wall, luckily. What is Franklin doing then? There he can take advantage and overtakes Eats here. Franklin back in 3rd position after coming from last place.
It's lap 11, we're looking at Eend with a hunting Horacek behind. Horacek looking to have a really good pace here actually, despite that incident on lap 1 with Jit. Potentially some damage to that car, but it doesn't seem to be. With the DRS now on Eend, is Eend gonna defend? No, Eend goes for the outside here. Heading down then on the last corner of the 20th lap of this 36 long lap race. We have a bit of a back mark in front, I think that is Eend. We're looking at Franklin here. Fenotti, the car, second ahead. Fenotti actually seems to pit here. That is an interesting call. Fenotti, the first one to pit this race. It's a neat and tight stop here. It's going to be interesting to see which compound he actually uses here, because there's a few different strategies that could work, but I think, yeah, obviously he starts as C1 as well, so could he do the same as Malone? We have to see. Malone obviously leading.
Wow, he's actually going to the C4 combo of tire while he was the first to pit. This is really surprising. I'm not sure if the tires will last this long, but yeah, the future will tell, of course. As Vanotti pitted already, we take a look at Malone on 1st place still. Franklin is coming really close already. We can see him in the background if we look closely. I think Malone will pit this lap. And there he goes. And what is Franklin doing? Franklin is covering Malone off here. And I'm sure they're not going to the C4 compound tire. But yeah, well, let's check that out.
Yeah, and it looked like Franklin actually gained a lot of time in those pits. He seems to be 4 seconds now to Malone compared to the previous 5 seconds. So maybe a slow entry for Malone or a really quick one for Luke. Oh, there's a bit of traffic in the pits here. Gisbert gets out in front. Obviously, Gisbert still a back marker. That is going to be a bit of a scare for Malone, I think.
Yeah, this is not what Malone wants, of course, but yeah, at the same time he has a little bit of DRS here because of him, but yeah, it took some time out of him, I'm sure of it. Alright, Franklin then, coming back on track behind Vanotti, if I'm right, or is this the back mark?
Yes,
no, Winter is out. Yeah, exactly. Alright, so he has to overtake Vanotti then, but he's coming really close, and yeah, I would say he has the better tires, but maybe not at this moment yet, but that will come soon.
Heading down then into lap 28 out of 36. We're looking at Georgiades here. We have Jet in front. I think it is about a second difference here. We have his teammate Eend behind. Georgiades is looking to make a move now as soon as possible. He's still not far enough ahead, but Jet actually goes off, and that's going to be a bit of time loss for him, I think. Still though, on this inner part of the circuit, there's not much he can do to make a move, so he's gonna have to wait, I think.
Coming closer real quickly now, I would say. So we stick with Georgiades, and yeah, Jet is already going for the defensive line. It was not really necessary yet, but alright, I don't think Jet can cover this off on the straights actually.
Yeah, that sort of shows us he's looking in his mirrors and he sees Georgiades as a threat, obviously. And now he really is a threat with the DRS, with a bit of overspeed as well. This shouldn't be a problem for Georgiades. Jit, maybe... Oh, this bit of squeeze, this contact. That was a late move for Jit there. Is he going to keep the position? I doubt it. Georgiades on the... Oh, there's more contact through the center. Georgiades keeps that position though. That was... extreme from Jit. Oh, that's my word of the day, extreme. But still, Georgiades gets that position. Jit goes for a dummy, but Georgiades doesn't fall for it. Very nicely done from Georgiades.
Exactly. Alright, a little bit back because Franklin is closing in to Vanotti, looking for second place now. Yeah, we already talked about the tires. I think the tires of Vanotti are struggling right now. We did a practice lap before and the C4s were able to do... where's the camera? Vanotti, yeah, and there Franklin overtakes Vanotti. But the C4s were good for 8 laps only, and yeah, well, Vanotti has to do around 15-16 laps on them. That's gonna be trouble in the end, I believe.
Yeah, once again we see that Luke obviously has a low aero or low drag, I should say, set up on his car, because that was not just the DRS speed, that was setup difference, I think, as well. So really interesting to see how these drivers sort of compare their setups and what they do with them every weekend.
Alright, we're looking at Malone, still in first place, but Franklin is closing in. There's a back marker here that moves out of the way in a very good way, by the way. But Malone was hoping for DRS on him, but he hasn't, and Franklin does have the DRS, and Malone is trying to manage the gap to Franklin to make sure that Franklin couldn't get into his DRS, but now Diaz is spoiling Malone's party then. And there Franklin's already passed Diaz here and closing into Malone and has the DRS even on the second DRS straight right away.
So he has the pace advantage, it seems, for now. Depends on how much he has used these tires. Could Malone be saving? I don't know at the moment, but it seems that if Franklin is really catching up, he's going to have DRS, it seems, on this straight, if I'm not mistaken here.
I think Malone can cover him off maybe one more time, or maybe not even this time anymore. Who would tell? No, Franklin's coming closer, and you see at the light of Malone, Malone is saving now. Where is Malone? There we go. Focusing on the second DRS, make sure Franklin doesn't have a great exit here by sticking his nose in. Yeah, and then this time Malone has the DRS.
Franklin actually going for a defensive move now into turn 4. Can he keep it? No, he backs off. I think that is smart playing from Franklin here. Malone though going on that curb, that can be a bit tricky, losing a bit of time, but still stays ahead for the moment. Obviously, like we talked about, these couple of corners here, really hard to overtake in, but yeah, Franklin's going to stay behind for another couple of laps, I think, or at least one lap. We see Malone still recharging through these corners here, very smart move. Franklin most likely doing it as well, knows that he can't really get by at this moment. Heading down now to the last couple of corners of this lap. Franklin positioning himself very well here, going a bit wide almost through the last corner. Oh, he's very close. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin seems, but he gets it down really nicely. There's going to be a move here, I think.
Yeah, another switch in positions probably, and the only tactic Malone can do at this moment in time is let him go on the long straight and try to get back at him on the second DRS zone. Really close. Oh, a little bit of a mistake here. The gap is growing. I don't think he can do it again this time around. That is, yeah, spoiling the fun, at least for Malone.
Yeah, and he misses the apex a bit there. Could his tires be dying a bit, I think? He seems to be sort of losing traction a bit everywhere right now, but hopefully he can catch up once again to Franklin. Maybe just wait one lap or so, recharge the battery, and then he can push onto Franklin. But still, the time is running out. Only a few laps to go now. It's looking good for Franklin. Franklin, obviously, with that incident on lap 1, has taken himself from last place to first. It's a mega race from Luke.
Yeah, Malone managed to at least stick in the DRS zone here, and he probably is not gonna make a move this time, but it's the same story as we had in Fuji then. Was it Fuji?
Yes, it was Fuji.
Yeah, I think it was. You have to position yourself well to make sure you are on the right position at the last lap then.
Still a bit wide for Malone here, going on to the next curb. Obviously an SS down in the DRS zone. Still Franklin pulls away. I mean, Malone is not really gaining too much here. Oh, again misses the apex. Yeah, Malone's tire seems to be really dying off here. whilst Franklin still looks to be having good pace. Obviously both of them have good pace, but still Franklin seems to have the upper hand right now. A bit of a back marker up ahead. Could that bring Franklin back to Malone? Maybe. I think it is. Yeah, it's Albert Horacek, but he seems positions himself very good there.
Yeah, this gives the opportunity again to Malone to at least try something. But yeah, we have to be honest, Franklin's pace was simply better in this race. And at the end it was clear he set a lot of more front wing that helped him get better through the second sector there.
Yeah, a high front wing and a low rear wing really seems to have helped him today. Obviously on the straights being very competitive and in the corners very competitive, so really good race for Franklin. But still here with Malone very close now. I suspect there might be a move down into turn 4 here. Yeah, he's already passed down into the braking zone. They are really close here. Franklin almost on the grass. Malone going a bit wide though. It's the last lap of the race. Malone seems to have lost it a bit. Can he respond?
Yes.
It's gonna be tough.
That was exactly the moment where Malone lost it, because you have to be in front at the last lap, and this is the last lap, and it is I think it's impossible to overtake Franklin on the straight, especially because Franklin was setting less rear wing tire than Malone, so the overspeed was for Franklin here. Very great race from him.
Yeah, down into the left corner on the straight now. Malone, he is close, but he's not close enough it seems. Franklin pulling it away with a really dominant victory here. Has really proven his pace. Yeah, it's a really good race for Luke Franklin. We have Malone in P2. Looking then at our third place here. Vanotti 3.6 seconds behind Malone in P2. Really good race from him as well. Obviously a shame with the incident at lap 1. A really good race once again, these top 3, but congratulations to Luke Franklin for a really good race.
Alright.
It's the last round next week. It's Abu Dhabi. We have a really tight battle here. Malone pulls away a bit from P2, who is now Luke Franklin. There's an 11-point gap towards these two, so still everything is to play for Franklin. It's going to be a bit of a hard one for Vanotti grabbing that first title. He is 115 points, whilst Malone is on 133, so there's quite a big difference. But the real battle is going to be for P2, I think, with Franklin being 11 points ahead of Vanotti. No, 7 points ahead, excuse me there. Of course, P4 is also to play with. We have Eads, Diaz, Morale, all contenders, about 10 points difference between them all. So yeah, the next week is going to be decisive for this championship, and it's going to be interesting to see where everyone goes.
Yeah, exactly. For Malone, he only needs to be third to secure the title, but he has to be there. It's not over, and that's very nice to see, of course. What is next race? It's Abu Dhabi, actually. The decider.
Yeah.
Typical 2021 F1 story, I think.
It could be.
We leave it with this. Thank you all for watching, and very thank you for commentating again.
It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah, I know. We had some fun, mate. It was good.
Of course.
All right. See you up in the next. Bye-bye.
Yeah, 100%. Bye-bye. Luca, welcome to the cooling room. Congratulations, podium once again, third place. How are we feeling after this race?
Hurt a lot. Just happy that Malone didn't win. I still have a chance at the championship then. If he won, he would have mathematically been out of the championship. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, of course, I get that. Can you take us through your race? Start with qualifying.
Super good qualifying. Really, 3 laps. Always one better than the other. It was finally a very clean and a very good qualifying. Like, nothing to say about that. But it was the race that was the problem this time, not the qualifying.
Yeah, and what happened during the race? Because obviously you start P1. Like, what happened? What went wrong this run?
It was just pure pace. I don't know how, but in the practice I had quite a good race pace. In the race, I lost like 2/10 of a second. I was always 2/10 slower than the Malone, so he pulled away and yeah, I had a little bit of trouble just adjusting my energy deployment to new pace, so it was hard. And then I also did a very bad strategy choice, going C4s at the end, and uh, and that made me like have my right, front right tire literally exploding on the final straight. It was completely gone on the last lap. So yeah, it was a hard race.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, the others went for C3 after the pit stops, so
Yeah.
a bit of
I
difference
actually
then.
wanted to go that. I just forgot to change it in the pit stop menu. So yeah,
I
it happens.
see, I see. And I want to speak to you about turn one, turn two on the first lap. Were you part of that incident, or what was your perspective on that one?
I don't know who hit me. I really don't know who. Just yeah, a little bit of contact and going straight on. Nothing. I actually didn't lose that much of a time. I was just passed. I was P2 at the end of the lap. So yeah, not a devastating touch. Actually, not a race-ending touch.
Yeah, yeah. And do you feel you have learned anything from this round?
Don't. I don't think so. It yeah, it was just I was just driving and I was being a tiny bit slower than the other two on the podium. So yeah, it was a hard race. So nothing more to say. I actually maybe that strategy choice made me lose this race, but yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've calculated yet, but you and Franklin have a 7-point gap after this round. Of course, these are provisional points tonight, but there should be a 7-point gap. Do you feel P2 or P1 is still achievable?
I feel like P1 is quite hard. Malone needs to retire, and I need to be winning, and Franklin needs to be third. So I don't think so. P2 is possible, but it will be still super hard, especially with the race that is coming, which is Abu Dhabi, which I'm not super familiar with the track, so it will be super difficult.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. All right, then. It's time to let Malone inside, but once again, congratulations. Hope it doesn't hurt too much, but yeah, it was a great driving from you, mate. And we'll
Yeah,
see you at the next one.
thank you so much.
Okay, then, moving on to Malone. Hello, mate. Congratulations, P2. How do you feel?
Ah, not really good to be honest, but we come to the race later on. But yeah, no, not really satisfied. But congratulations to Luke Franklin, of course. He did an amazing race. So yeah, I want to point that out.
Yeah, and you actually qualified third, which was I'm not going to say unusual, but it's not the way we usually see you. What happened during qualifying?
Yeah, well, I did a normal banker lap, but then a couple of mistakes cutting track or going wide somewhere, and I needed to start over, and then I only had one chance left. I was actually up on my record lap on some laps, but I made mistakes. And then in the end, yeah, I couldn't pull it off. So I was actually happy that I gained one position to third because I was fourth. But yeah, well, it's all gonna yeah, the race is most important, and we were close, so DRS is into the game, so I wasn't really that worried, but it didn't go well at all.
Yeah, can you talk me through the first couple of laps? Like, what happened during the start? Were you involved in that incident, or?
Yes, I was, but I don't think it's my mistake because Luca hit Luke, and then yeah, well, the speed went out of them, and I couldn't avoid, so I made a slight touch with Vanotti, but the incident was actually between Vanotti and Franklin. So yeah, but
All right.
we have to take a look at that later. But I don't think it's gonna be a penalty for me.
Yeah, yeah. And how did you feel about your strategy? Was it the right option to pit? Because you actually pitted the same lap as Franklin, whilst Vanotti actually pitted earlier, although you started on the same tires. Like, was it better to stay out, or how did you feel about that?
I was confident in the strategy, but I knew up front that the C3s were really slippery, especially in that turn 6 actually. And yeah, well, I just didn't have the pace on the C3s, and I knew it from the beginning, but it was the only possible strategy, to be honest. So, but the C1s were great. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, well, of course, we had a big fight in the end. One thing I want to add that this time back Marcus was screwing me over. I had I think a 2 second gap, um, and then of course the fight should be that I try to keep Franklin out of my DRS, but he was faster, honestly. So yeah, that was hard by itself. But then the backmarker gave him DRS, and he gained so much, and then it was simple. It was the fight to the end. And yeah, well, we had a great fight, but he was faster, and but I still could hang in on that horrible C3 tires. And then in the end, yeah, I thought I could get him, and I did actually, but I couldn't slow the car down in turn, what is that, 4, I believe.
It's turn 4, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then he overtook me back, and then I already knew, yeah, this is not gonna be possible anymore. But yeah, well, it is what it is. Still good um, advantage in the championship. I think he has then now 7 points gained on me. So that's it was 18 and now it is 11. So I need to
Yeah,
be third, I believe, if he is going for the win next race, and then still I can, yeah, get a title
yeah,
secured. But
yeah,
yeah,
of course.
there's some pressure, a lot of
There,
pressure.
there's always pressure. I mean, if there's no pressure, there's no racing, right?
Yeah, I don't know. The previous seasons I didn't have this pressure, so it's great. Very exciting, but I cannot yeah, slow down. I really have to go for it next race. But that counts for the other
Yeah,
two
yeah.
as well, of course.
And about the next race, how do you feel about Abu Dhabi? Is it a track that you like, or?
Well, it's a great track, but as we've seen before in a lot of tracks, and that's something I really hate, to be honest, is the DRS is so powerful. So people can hang in, and just even when they're slower, it's almost impossible to get out of the DRS, especially when there are two guys, yeah, kind of a little bit helping each other with DRS all the time. So I'm looking forward actually to have a, yeah, to get rid of the DRS, but then we see the real pace. But that's, yeah, the 26 car. We are not ready yet. It's yeah, there are other problems with that car. So but it will be in the future somewhere probably.
Yeah, 100%. Sounds good. Once again, congratulations, P2, a great result. Still leading the championship. I think it's time that we bring in Franklin, our winner. But once again, congratulations. We'll see you at the next one, right?
Definitely 100%. Thanks for the interview, mate. See you later.
No worries.
Bye
Have a good
bye.
one. Bye bye. Luke, can you hear me?
Hello.
Congratulations, Luke. Another victory in this season. Must be feeling pretty good, no?
Yeah, happy with the result. Pace was good. Yeah, quality wasn't too great, but yeah, happy with how this weekend went.
Yeah, but I mean, pace was really good. You had a fast lap with 2:10s, and obviously that incident on first lap put you down into P20, or last place, I should say. But you made it up to P1, so that's a great achievement, if you ask me.
Yeah, unfortunate with the incident in turn 1. I feel like I was as far left as possible, but I haven't watched it back, so I don't know for sure. But at least it felt like I was, I gave enough space. But yeah, it happens sometimes, and yeah, just glad I was able to get back through the field without any incidents, and yeah, just tried to stay as consistent as possible and just see what I could do.
Yeah. And can you take us through your strategy? Like, were there any points of the race where you sort of saving tires, or were there like was you going full speed everywhere?
I wouldn't say full speed. I was probably going at 90-95% every lap, just making sure that I get a good lap in every lap, and I could see I was taking time out of the leaders, so yeah.
Yeah, and you had a really great pit stop. I don't know if you noticed that, but you gained actually 2 seconds on Malone, who was leading at the time. So yeah, pit stops seem to be your thing. Actually, I have to say you have done this a few races now.
Yeah, I think at the start of the season my pit stops weren't as good, so yeah, I feel like even today's pit stop could have been better. It wasn't the best entry I'd done, but yeah, sometimes you just want to be a bit more careful. I'd rather lose to a second in the pit than speed in the pit lane. So yeah, it's I was able to gain time there, and yeah, it certainly helped on the charge back through.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know this now, but you're actually P2 now with 7 points to Fanotti in P3. How confident do you feel you're heading into the last round here at Abu Dhabi?
Yeah, I mean, I've not done any laps around Abu Dhabi as of yet, so in terms of the track, I don't know how it's going to feel, but yeah, I feel like I'll pick it up pretty quick, and yeah, as long as I'm competitive, that's all that matters, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
And do you think there's any chance at P1 probably for the championship? I mean, there's not a huge gap. It's an 11-point gap to Malone.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we've seen, other than internet issues, Malone's been pretty consistent. I don't think he's finished outside of the podium spots, so if the last race is anything like that, then yeah, there's no chance. But yeah, as you say, there's the gaps there. He's not mathematically won yet, so you never know what could happen. But yeah, my target is P2, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and is there anything else you would like to add?
Other than congrats to the other two on the podium, Malone and Fanotti, and yeah, let's hopefully have a good race next week, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, sounds good, mate. Once again, congratulations and thank you for the interview. But I think it's time we let you cool down and focus on the next race.
Thank you very much.
One more question, maybe we can add it.
Go on.
But congratulations, man, you did it, mate.
Thank you.
What a race you did there.
Yeah, I don't really know how that happened.
Yeah.
When I rejoined the track and saw that like the gap was at like 10 odd seconds, I was just like, yeah, I'll a podium would be okay here, and then yeah, I don't know, it didn't even feel like I was gaining that much every lap, but I think it was just consistent. I was just gaining every lap. I think that was the good part.
Yeah, well, I'm really impressed again with you. But I want to know more about your fight with Malone. This time the backmarker screwed me over, so I think we're even.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could complain about them all day, but
No, well,
it's
I think
one of them.
this time it's my turn to complain about it because the backmarker gave you a DRS and that made you
Yeah.
come back in my DRS. And then I knew, like, oh man, it's gonna be a hard fight here because the C3s were not my tire at all. I was really not confident on those. But the one thing Franz didn't ask, how about the last couple of laps for fighting Malone? Because yeah, it actually looked like Malone could cover you off in the second DRS zone, but then you overtook him on a different spot, and that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I can't even remember the overtake, if I'm honest. I was just so concentrated. I don't really remember it, but yeah, I mean, I think I was just getting bad runs out of the last corner every turn one, last corner before the main straight, and it was frustrating me because I knew that I needed to obviously get within a certain distance, but I just started charging my battery up a bit more and knew that I could gain through the middle sector a bit. So I was just waiting until I got as close as possible, to be honest.
Yeah, then you pulled it off, man. All right. Congratulations, mate. What? Maybe you want to tell me. If you don't, don't worry about it. But what was your actual wing level in the end?
I went for 18 on the front and 10 on the rear.
Wow, such a big difference, mate. Wow. You must do something else in the rest of the setup then. But yeah, I was on 12 at the rear, but what was it? 15 on the fronts. Yeah. All right.
I mean, I knew the front end in the middle sector was just going to be massive, so it was really only like what would it be, turn 5 that was kind of a bit sketchy on the mediums. On the C1 it was absolutely fine, but the C3s were a bit sketchy. But yeah, I could see that you were struggling a bit more than
Yeah.
I was expecting, to be honest, so that was good for me.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it was good race. Obviously, shame about turn 1, but
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
What happened? Because turn 1 you didn't get to last place in the lap 1. It was later
Yes,
on
it did.
something.
no, it was lap 1.
Right
No,
away?
it was
turn
turn 2.
1.
Yeah.
I literally went in. I was on the curb in second gear to make sure that I leave Vanotti as much room as possible, and then next thing I know, his side pod is coming for my tire, and I can't go anywhere else, and it just put me in the wall. So I had wing damage as well.
Exactly. Yeah. That you were talking about concentration, but I didn't even notice until lap 4 or something, and then hey, where's Franklin? Now
Yeah.
he's his third. But it was right away. Okay, my mistake.
I was 10 seconds back down the road.
Yeah, no, I saw that, but I only saw that after a couple of laps. But it was right away. Oh, what a comeback,
I
mate!
don't know. Yeah,
God damn. Yeah.
it would have been nice to not have that spin and see how the race would have went, but
Yeah, well, I don't want to know. I don't even want to know, mate. All right. Thank you very much for the interview, Franklin. And I hope you enjoy, man. You must feel good. Take a beer from me. I'll put it on your PayPal if you have one.
no, thank you, man. No, it feels good to actually win a race where you've also had no problems. You know what I mean?
Fair
You've
enough.
not hit the wall in Baku or had internet issues, which made me drive inside you. So
that was cool. That was cozy.
yeah, it was a bit too close for liking.
Yeah, you're my rival, but at that moment we were really close friends.
yeah.
All right.
Good race, man.
All right. Yeah, thank you. You too. And we meet up soon enough.
Yes, mate. Catch you soon.
Bye, man.